Hello friends, it's Greg here again on the Blue Feather Ephemera channel, and boy am I glad to be back with you. It's been a long month. It's been a month of chores and work and some more work and then chores, but that's what autumn is like around the Blue Feather cottage here. So I did have to take a little bit of time away from the channel. I also sacrificed a little bit of time and attention from the eBay store. That may have affected sales, but I guess I better take a step back, because what I'm about here, in case you're new to the channel, I have an eBay store called Blue Feather Ephemera where I sell vintage magazine print advertising. And it's always been the goal to show you every week what's sold from that eBay store. Now, during the past month, I've not been able to make videos, so I'm going to catch up. And while I'm doing that, I'll make 4 weekly videos to catch up and show you what's sold. There will not be any bonus content that's a part of those 4 videos. And as a matter of fact, going forward, I think when I have bonus content, they will be in that content will be in standalone videos and not part of future what's sold videos. So just be aware of that. We'll talk more about it later. I don't want to get bogged down. I'm eager to talk about fantastic advertising. So let's get started. First up is an ad for this pair of boots. It's called, the boots are Royal Wellingtons, and the boot company is Acme Boots of Clarksville, Tennessee. In the detail of the ad here, down at the bottom, it says that it's the world's largest boot makers there in Tennessee. And it says it's a subsidiary of the Philadelphia and Reading Corporation. So anyway, you've got this, I guess he's a football coach on the sideline. He's wearing these boots and a sport coat, and that fedora puts me in mind of Coach Bear Bryant from back in the day. And here's the football game going on the gridiron behind him there. $12.77 is the price of the ad. It's 2/3 of a page. It's about 11 inches by 5.5, and it ran in True Magazine. It's on its way to California. Next up, we've got a beautiful ad from Boeing Jets, and this ran in Holiday Magazine 1965. You know me, I'm always ready to talk about an airplane advertisement. In the picture here, what the ad is about is their full line of jet aircraft that are in service with different airlines, and there's detail about that at the bottom. It says now flying Boeing jets are Air Congo, Air France, Air India, Air Madagascar, All Nippon, American, dozens of airlines flying these jets. The one in the picture I'm pretty sure is a 727. I believe that it might be the only Boeing jet with that engine configuration on the fuselage and at the base of the vertical stabilizer there. But anyway, this ad sold for $16.77. It's on its way to Florida. Next up is a small advertisement from Fortune Magazine 1942. This is just a partial page. In the dimensions here, I'll show you. It's about 3 inches by almost 7. But the advertiser is the Beverly Hills Hotel and Bungalows, located in Beverly Hills, California. And in the detail, it says that they cater especially to today's busy executive. They're located near the movie studios and the aircraft factories and all of that. But $8.77 was the price I charged for this, and it's on its way to California. Next up is another partial page ad. This one from House and Garden 1957. It's for the Colport English Bone China product. And in the detail here, it just shows you a few of their products. I like the way this is staged. It's outdoors and natural. They've got some kind of fine art nailed up to that tree. But it says it's the most precious bone china you can ever possess. And it's good looking stuff. I charged $14.77 for this. It's on its way to Colorado. While we're on the subject of dishes, I'll show you another one here. This is a small advertisement that ran in House Beautiful 1960. And in the detail of this ad here, this is Spode. It says the fine English dinnerware. This is the Indian tree pattern that you're looking at in the ad. And it says, don't wait to inherit Spode. Now, thing about Spode, I've mentioned before that I got my start on eBay in glass and ceramics, including dishes and china, dinnerware, serving pieces, all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to offend any Spode collector that might watch, but if I was going to collect dishes, it would be something besides Spode. Not that well, it's just a matter of taste. That's the thing. And so I shouldn't even open my mouth there. But they don't have patterns that appeal to me. But there's a lot of collectors of Spode, and I get it. I really do. It's just a matter of taste and personal preference. This is a small ad, and it's a little bit over 6 inches by a little bit over 5 inches. $8.77 sent this to California. Next up is this really fantastic ad for Ford Motor Company. It's a convertible sedan for 1936. This ad ran in Woman's Home Companion. And what you see here is the car sitting on a pier, and the folks are watching the sailboats out on the bay there. So, I mean, it's kind of simple, but at the same time, it's a really gorgeous car. And the palette, the color palette of the ad is really neat. And I loved it. So this is one I actually did comp. And I was surprised to see so many copies of it up for sale. I believe there was probably something in the neighborhood of 10 copies of this ad up for sale. And so I couldn't price it where I thought it belonged. High 20s, low 30s would be my opinion of the true value of this ad. But just because there's a lot of copies, I ended up pricing it at $16.77, and for that price, it's on its way to New Jersey. From McCall's Magazine, 1927, we've got this small ad for Stillman's. That's the advertiser, and the product is a freckle remover. And it says in the text of the ad that with a nighttime application of this product, you can bleach away freckles. And in the detail of the photograph here, you can see it's a small ad, almost 3 inches by slightly more than 7. $10.77 sent this ad to Tennessee. As y'all know, I like to play with numbers, and I took the opportunity to do that with this advertisement right here. Let's talk about the ad first, and then I'll talk about the numbers. But this ran in Fortune Magazine, 1932. The product is from the company called Bell and Howl, and you see that in a lot of those as seen on TV advertisements. But Bell and Howl has always been about optics and lenses and things like that. In 1932, they made this product called the Filmo camera, and it's a JL model projector. And well, it shows the Filmo 70D camera and the JL projector in the picture here. But when you zoom in, it says that the price for the camera that's pictured is $245. The projector is $298. And so I wanted to see what that might work out to in $24. So I used an application that you find online. I can't remember which particular one, but it says that the average adjusted inflation since 1932 annualized is 3.3%, and the $245 camera that you see in the picture up here in $2024 would cost $5,100 $147 for that little piece of equipment right there. So I just thought you might find that interesting. I sold the ad for $12.77, and it's on its way to Wisconsin. I'll show these next two ads together because they went to the same customer. They ran in the same magazine title called Drug Markets, but these were in different issues in the year. The year was 1931. And the company name is actually, I'm going to zoom in here. The company name that makes the labeling machine is actually called the Liquid Carbonic Corporation. The O&J Labeling Machine Company is a subsidiary, but what they do is they make paper labels to go on glass bottles. In this one, Abbott Pharmaceuticals is a customer that's using this product, and so because Abbott Laboratories is a company that's still around, it's got that little extra tie-in to this ad that I thought might appeal to some buyers, so I added a couple of dollars of premium to the price. This ad sold for $18.77. The other one that's like it didn't have any customer company mentioned that's using this machine, and so I priced it at only $16.77. But I love the way this looks. You can see with the large wheel there at the base of the machine, it's one of those rocker type applicators like you'd see in old printing presses and stuff like that. That fella's sitting there working with a whole table full of glass bottles to be labeled. I thought this was real interesting. So 1877 and 1677, and these ads went to New York. Here's a nice colorful ad from 1963. This one ran in 17 magazine. The advertiser is the company called Lollipop, and they made ladies' briefs or panties. And the theme here is Arabian Secret Agent. You can see in the detail of the ad there that with the silk and the patterns on her headscarf, it looks very Arabian. And I remember talking about other ads from the period recently that kind of centered around the Arabian Nights, Aladdin's Lamp, I Dream of Jeannie. I remember saying that. This is another ad on that theme. $16.77 sent this to North Carolina. Here's a really nice advertisement from 1936, and this ran in Fortune magazine. The advertiser is Carrier, and that is the maker of climate control air conditioning for, it says here in the ad, products for business, for commerce, for industry, and for your home. And it's kind of focusing on the product for the home here in the text of the ad. $18.77 sent this to a Carrier dealer in Florida. Here's a nice ad from 1965. It ran in Better Homes and Gardens, and the advertiser is Rex Air of Detroit, Michigan. They made a Rainbow brand air cleaner or air purifier. And in the detail of the ad here, it says that it traps household dust in water. This ad sold for $8.77 because it's a small partial page ad, roughly 3 inches by a little bit over 6. It's on its way to South Carolina. This ad here is nice and simple, but it's a full page ad. It's very colorful. It ran in McCall's Magazine 1960. The advertiser is Penny's or J.C. Penney. The product is Adonis Slips, and it's made of Kim Strand nylon. It says in the ad it makes the perfect Christmas gift. You see, I guess that's a half slip and a full slip on these ladies. But that's all there is to it. It is a Christmas ad. I sold it for $16.77. It's on its way to Connecticut. Okay, friends, with the display of this ad right here, the debate rages, and I'll talk about the controversy here in just a minute. Let's describe the ad first. This is Hiram Walker's Deluxe Straight Bourbon from Peoria, Illinois, and this ran in Life magazine 1945. In the detail of the ad, it says how to judge a man sight unseen. And it talks about he has a well-maintained house. He appreciates art and admires skill. He's fastidious. You can see his closet's neat and everything's where it should be. He's a fun-loving guy and a good host, and this is a glimpse at his playroom. He's got the chessboard set up and the dartboard and all of that. And you can see the end of the bar there. He's very considerate of others, so he's got everything neat and orderly at the bar. And then he's also an excellent judge of whiskeys. Down here at the bottom, Walker's Deluxe Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 86 proof, 4 years old. Peoria, Illinois. So that's where the debate is. That's where the controversy is. There's many who say, and especially many in Kentucky, who say that if a whiskey is not distilled and bottled in Kentucky, it can't be called bourbon. And yet, here's a company that's, bottling bourbon whiskey in Peoria, Illinois. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it. Out around Baltimore, some up in New York, that they put bourbon on the label. People in Kentucky will argue with you about that. $18.77 sent this Hiram Walker ad to Florida. Just like those two bottle labeling ads that I showed earlier, I've got a pair of ads for Toll sterling silver here that went together. I don't know if they were in the same magazines or not, though. Let's see. One was in House Beautiful. The other was in House and Garden. So this first one here that we're looking at from 1941, $16.77. It says Ideas for Christmas in Toll sterling. And as you look at these patterns here, it just gives you the name of the pattern and the detail is very good so that you can see what it looks like here. As a matter of fact, this pattern here called Candlelight, I like that one especially well. But anyway, just nice sterling silver patterns from 1941 in this ad. Now, from 1936, you went back 5 years. Because of the age, I added an additional $2 to the price of this one here. But it's also talking about gifts here, and this is the December issue. So basically, it's another Christmas ad for sterling silver patterns. This also shows the patterns, and that one that I liked especially well, called Candlelight, I don't see it here, but Craftsman, for example, I saw it right here, Craftsman. It was on the 1941 ad as well, so many of these patterns had continued throughout that 5-year period. Just kind of interesting in my opinion. 1677, 1877, and these went to Minnesota. Here's a simple ad from 1959 that ran in McCall's magazine, and the product here is a Hoover Slimline vacuum cleaner. It's called the Slim Silhouette, and you can see here that the vacuum cleaner looks kind of skinny, and so does the lady using it. In the detail here, you can see that there is a nice pink and yellow, kind of green and blue mid-century modern color palette going on that makes this ad kind of visually striking. A real beautiful ad, in my opinion. Half-page ad. It ran in, like I said, McCall's magazine, 1959, $12.77. Sent it to Arizona. Here's a nice advertisement from 1965. The advertiser is Firestone, and you can see there in the detail of the ad that, let me go to a different picture. Right here, this is called a Gold Line tire, and this commemorates, or the advertisement commemorates the victory on Firestone tires at Indianapolis in 1965. This driver was his name was Jim Clark, and that car number 82 is a Lotus Ford collaboration. So just a lot of history here. It's a 2-page ad, center folded. I did some zoom so that the buyers could see the condition of, where the staples were and stuff like that. But beautiful advertisement. This ran in Life magazine, $18.77, sent it to Ohio. I saved this ad to last because I think it's got the most fun things in it to talk about. This is a Coleman ad from 1960, and it ran in True magazine. Coleman is based in Wichita, Kansas, and what they're advertising in this image is the lantern and the Coleman stove that made them famous. Now, Coleman's name has been on all kinds of products over the years, including coolers and sleeping bags. And recently, one of the advertisements that I showed was a Coleman brand snowmobile. They made canoe, or still make canoes, I guess, all kinds of outdoor equipment. But these are the two right here that made the company famous, is the Coleman stove and the Coleman lantern. And I don't know anybody who spent any time outdoors when I was a kid who had a brand of product like this other than Coleman. Also fun in this ad here, of course, it's talking about duck hunting. It says double-barreled buy for good hunting, and it shows the guy with his double-barrel shotgun. He's looking very aristocratic there with his handlebar mustache and his pipe, and he's wearing shorts to hunt. His dog, the retriever, is watching the ducks fall. But I think this is the coolest thing right here. This guy is sitting on one of those little it's a one-legged stool, and I've seen them advertised for fishing and for hunting. I've seen something similar with one leg that's worn like a belt that they use in cow barns. It's called a milking stool, but it's a stool that has one leg on it, and then your two legs make the second and third legs of the tripod to sit on. So anyway, I think that's kind of cool. Real neat ad. $10.77 sent this to Washington. All right, friends, that was all of the advertisements that sold during week 40 of 2024 that ran from September the 25th up through October the 1st. I sold a total of 20 advertisements for $295.40. On the screen, you see the breakdown of the publications that those ads were sourced from. The leaders this week, Fortune magazine with 3 ads sold. Also, McCall's with 3 ads sold. And the rest were just an assortment of advertisements from other titles. I appreciate you tuning in and watching this. Like I said, we're getting caught up. Hopefully during the next week or two, I'll, in rapid succession, have 3 more videos coming out to show you what's already sold during the month of October. That'll get us caught up. By the time the catch-up videos are out, there'll be another weekly video due. And as I said before, the bonus topic content will be produced in separate videos that I'll roll out as the opportunity to address bonus topics arise. So watch the channel. Stay tuned for that. I'll be blasting out some posts in community notes for you all so that you can keep track of what's going on here. Thanks for watching this. Come back and see me again when we'll talk about something else. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, there's several simple ways that you can support the channel. First of all, hit the like button. It just takes a moment. Second, if you have friends that you think would enjoy the content, go down below and send them a link to the channel. Also, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's just a friendly hello. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and turn on notifications. It's that simple. Thanks again for watching.